I don't think there's like a real good cold open.
Can you do Bob's voice?
No, because it's just H. John Benjamin, and if I could do his voice, I could get paid H. John Benjamin dollars to voice cartoons.
How about the wife's voice?
Oh, Bobby! I wanted to make a Bob's Burgers cocktail, and there's just an obvious one. It's in season 1, episode 2. Bob is trapped in the wall.
You're in a tight spot, huh, Bobby?
A little bit, Teddy.
Hey.
And we get introduced to his buddy Teddy,
This town used to be a bootlegger's port. A lot of people don't know that.
who tells us about his great uncle
My great uncle used to run a speakeasy here in town. It's called Swanky's.
and the fact that the area was overrun with speakeasies and bootleggers,
The place is called Swanky's.
and that he made a cocktail, signature cocktail.
Did you ever hear of a cocktail called a Swanky Panky?
You know about a Swanky? Swanky? A Swanky? Have you had a Swanky Panky? Have you heard about a drink called a Swanky? Swanky's Panky? Okay. So that's my Teddy. It's not good. It's not bad. It's okay. It's like... So the Hanky Panky is I think it's a David Embry cocktail. Harry's American Bar in Paris, if I'm not mistaken. And I might be. And if I am, text on screen is telling you that I'm wrong. Anyway, the Hanky Panky is a drink that's basically equal parts sweet vermouth and gin with a couple dashes of Fernet Branca. It's a Hanky Panky. It's a great drink. Swanky Panky.
Did you ever hear of a cocktail called a Swanky Panky?
No.
The Swanky Panky, all we know about it, because Bob kind of cuts him off, is that it's 2 parts vermouth, 2 parts sweet vermouth.
It's made with 2 parts vermouth.
Teddy.
So the trick there is that if it was 2 parts sweet vermouth, I don't really want to do an inverse martini where it's 2 parts sweet vermouth to 1 part gin. So I thought, well, we got to split the base. And so we're going to do split base Hanky Panky that I call the Swanky Panky. We're going to stir this drink. I'm going to stir it up in my stirring glass. We're going 2 parts sweet vermouth. I'm going to use my Antica Formula. I'm going to put in 2 ounces of Antica. I'm going to use 1 ounce of Aviation Gin. Bottle out, label out. I want to use 1 ounce of Aviation Gin, and if Ryan Reynolds ever wants to do a guest spot, he's welcome. I think we could make room for him in here, in my garage. Aviation Gin, the gin that Ryan Reynolds owns. So we're gonna split the base between gin and rye. Why rye? I tried a few different spirits. I just really like the way rye tasted, and it's an unusual pairing, gin and rye, and it worked really well. So I'm going with it. I don't think it's, think about the thematically too. The Swanky Panky had to be a prohibition cocktail.
It's a prohibition thing.
I don't think it's thematically wrong. I think that finding bottled and bond anything during prohibition would have been a hell of a trick.
What'll it be, Mr. Bob?
Give me some hooch. Your best bootleg hooch.
But, we'll allow it because we got to drink this stuff. And of course, our 2 dashes of Fernet Branca. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful life. Fernet Branca is an herbal liqueur from Italy, and I need 2 dashes of it. I happen to have these dasher corks that allow me to basically dash anything. 1, 2. 2 dashes of Fernet Branca. That won't work. I can't put this cap on top of the dasher cork. What am I doing? Woo! What a goof. Oh boy. We have a lot of fun, you and I. Isn't that fun? That's a lot of fun. All right, I'm gonna crack a little ice in here and we're gonna stir this son of a bitch up. I'm gonna crack a little ice in here, we're gonna stir this guy up. Because that was a needlessly aggressive statement. We're gonna garnish this with a twist of orange. I always like to pull my twists near the glass because a lot of oil is expressed just in the process there of cutting it. And why waste that oil? If it's gonna be expressed, let's make sure it goes to our drink. There we have the Swanky Panky. Dripping, little full. This one's a little bit full. All right, then we have a Swanky Panky, as probably invented by Teddy's great uncle on Bob's Burgers. Let's give it a taste. What a mellow opening flavor. A lot of base notes, which is a word I like to use to describe flavors. But I mean, you get a certain amount of spice and bite from the vermouth. And the vermouth is kind of dominant up front, but then honestly, the combination of the spicy rye notes of the Rittenhouse with the citrusy notes and the juniper notes from the gin, they actually really work well together. All three of those things. I mean, like, this is a drink that was invented because of a throwaway line in a cartoon, but it's actually great. It's really good. The Fernet Branca is nicely married to it. Fernet Branca is very easy to dominate a drink. You feel it kind of in your sinuses, and you do get that throughout. But at no point does it ever mask or bury any of the other flavors in there. There's a great evolution in this cocktail, and all of the flavors kind of make a showing. It's fantastic. Yeah, that's great. That's damn good. That's a real sip and drink. Great. Great. I should give you some better. It's just great. Great, 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 great. It's not that different from a Hanky Panky. It's just a Hanky Panky with a split base. So how far wrong could it be? But it does work out surprisingly well that the rye and the gin work well together in this case. I think the Aviation, which is a little less junipery than a lot of other London dries, creates some space in the cocktail for the other flavors to shine. That's not to say that a more juniper-forward gin would be a mistake. I think that could work in a different way as well. Hypothetically, a bar spoon of grenadine into the mixing glass would not be a bad choice here. I think that could work. A little sweetness for some palates, help round out some of those notes, but I certainly don't think it needs it. Hey guys, that's How to Drink, the show about making cocktails and how to drink them. I am on Twitter at How to Drink. I'm on Instagram at How to Drink. I have a Patreon at patreon.com/howtodrink. If you like the show, please, 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 please subscribe. I come out with a new cocktail every Friday. I'll be back next Friday with another cocktail on How to Drink, the grand reopening of How to Drink. A lot of space in the walls of Bob's house. That speakeasy space, you know, he's like walking around in there. There's like whole hallways between his rooms. One, how did you not notice? That's kind of weird. Okay, it'd be like a void here. Something's not right. Two, did they remodel after that? Whoa, a lot more square footage in these walls we could be using. No, he did not. Well, you know.